So today we're going to be talking about credit builder loans, both what they are, who they're good for, and where can you find these credit builder loans. Now, credit builder loans are typically designed for people on the lower end of the credit score spectrum. And according to the FICO company, this is essentially going to be anyone with a score of 670 or lower. This is designed for people with poor credit or fair credit, specifically to help them build or rebuild their credit. Now, a credit builder loan is fundamentally different than, let's say, a personal loan. They just work differently. With a personal loan, let's say that you go to the bank and you get a $500 personal loan, they are going to immediately give you the $500 and you can do whatever you want with it. But essentially, you have to repay that $500 over time. And from the bank standpoint, this is a little bit risky because once they give you the $500, what's to stop you from skipping town and just never repaying the loan? And when banks take on more risk, that means they're going to charge you a higher interest rate, they're going to charge you higher fees to help compensate for that additional risk that the bank is having to take. But a credit builder loan works fundamentally different. The repayment period is typically somewhere between 6 months and 2 years. So hypothetically, let's say you take out a $500 credit builder loan with a repayment period of 2 years. Now, instead of giving you that $500 directly, instead they're going to lock that $500 away into some sort of an interest-bearing account that you cannot touch until you have successfully repaid this loan in full after 2 years. And once you have made that last payment after the 24th month, they will then give you all of this money in the account, and then it is yours to do with whatever you want. And from a bank standpoint, it's much less risky because they still have your money until you complete the final payment on the loan. And less risky for the bank means less interest rate that they're going to charge you. So credit builder loans typically have a relatively low interest rate. Now, credit builder loans can be fantastic for people that are trying to build or rebuild their credit for 3 different reasons. Number one, there is no hard inquiry done on your credit score. Hard inquiries typically temporarily ding your credit score by a handful of points every time you apply for a new loan or a new credit card or anything like that. But with credit builder loans, there is no hard inquiry on your credit score. And since there is no hard inquiry on your credit score, it means that you realistically are not going to be denied for this credit builder loan, regardless of how terrible your credit score is. Number two, this credit builder loan helps you improve your credit score because once you are making payments on these loans, it does report to all 3 major credit bureaus every month, and those on-time payments are then going to obviously help your credit score. On-time payments make up 35% of your overall credit score. It is the single largest category within your credit score. So by making these payments on time like you're supposed to, your credit score over time will start to increase. And the third way that these credit builder loans can help your credit score is that you want your credit report to have a variety of different types of loans on your report. You want to have both installment loans and revolving accounts. Now, these credit builder loans count as an installment loan. Other types of installment loans are things like mortgages, car payments, student loans, etc. Whereas revolving accounts are typically things like credit cards. So the credit company wants you to have a variety of different types of loan products, and these variety of loan products make up 10% of your overall credit score. So if you don't already have an installment loan of some type, if you don't have student loans, or if your car is already paid off, then you're going to want to definitely get an installment loan. That way the types of accounts that are reporting to your credit bureaus are a variety of different types of loan products to help give you that full 10%. So where can you get a credit builder loan? Well, you're not going to typically be able to go to the big banks and get a credit builder loan. So places like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, all the big boys typically do not give out credit builder loans. You're going to want to go to your smaller regional banks, or even better yet, credit unions in your local area. These guys are the ones that are going to specialize in this type of product. But there are companies that will allow you to apply for these credit builder loans online. Companies like Self, which is formerly known as Self Lending. You can go to self.inc not self.com, self.inc, and apply for a credit builder loan. Now, when you're applying for a credit builder loan at Self, they're usually going to base things based on how much money every month you are able to actually spend for these payments. Payments go as low as $25 a month up to 24 months. Now, when it comes to these credit builder loans, applying for a larger loan is not necessarily going to help your credit score in any significant way as opposed to simply getting a smaller loan. So I typically recommend applying for the smallest loan that you can that's drug out over the longest length of period that you can. That way, with these low monthly payments, you are sure to be able to pay these loans on time, because the worst thing that you can do when you're trying to rebuild your credit score is not be able to make this monthly payment. You miss a payment and that gets reported to the credit bureau as a late payment, which defeats the whole purpose of improving your credit score. Now, when you apply for a credit builder loan at Self, there is a one-time fee that they're going to charge you. It's usually pretty cheap, under $10. Currently, it's going for around $9 as a one-time fee to get this account set up. And then the loan amounts start at only $25 a month. So after 24 months of paying $25 a month, you would have made a total of $600 worth of payments. And then once this loan is completed, after that 24th month, they will release the funds in this loan back to you, which means that you will get $520 back. So yes, it does cost some money because you are getting charged interest and that one-time fee, but it can be pretty good because for the last 2 years, this has been reporting on your credit score. It's been helping your credit score. And like I said, once this is all said and done, now you have $520 in your account. So you have sort of an emergency fund to help you if, let's say, your car breaks down or something like that. Now, a couple of frequently asked questions with these credit builder loans. And the first one is, can I pay this loan off early? Yes, you can. If your credit score starts to improve to a point where you're happy with it, or you just no longer want to get charged this interest rate, you can pay off your loan balance in full immediately, and then they will release that money back to you, which will close out your loan, and it will no longer be reporting to the credit bureaus. And on the flip side, what happens if you miss a payment or make a late payment or something like that? Well, obviously, that is going to be reported to the 3 credit bureaus, and that is going to hurt your credit score, which defeats the entire purpose. And that's one of the reasons why I recommend choosing a very, very small amount each month, something like only $25 a month. That way you're sure that you're going to have enough money to actually pay it off. Because if you try to go for a larger loan where your monthly payments are, let's say, $100 a month, you might not be able to actually make those payments in full consecutive for 24 months. And the last question is, well, what if I am feeling that I'm not going to be able to make my next monthly payment? Maybe you got laid off or you're sick and you can't work or something like that. What if you know you're not going to be able to continue making payments on this loan? Well, in that case, you can call up Self and they will cancel out your loan. They will simply close it out entirely. And then whatever amount of money that you have built up within your account, they will immediately release to you. Now, since you haven't made the full 24 months worth of payments, they're obviously not going to release the full amount to you. Everything is going to be proportionate, but you are still going to get at least some of that money back minus any interest and fees that you've been charged up until that point. So that's going to do it for us today. How you can improve your credit score with a no credit check required credit builder loan from self.inc. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.